けれど結局焦る外で騒ぐ子供たちの笑い声が消えると夜が訪れ冷たく笑う月明かりよ道を照らせ進むべき道を照らせ月明かりよ俺を照らせ太陽を失ったこの身を包んで
Hello everyone and welcome to my Megaman X series reviews, and we're starting off with a very controversial topic that I've been wanting to do for a while, and when I do say it people bug me and then I get a million comments of hate, then I have to disable the comments, and it is which Megaman X game is the worst. Most people consider Megaman X7 as the worst game in the franchise, but I do consider, for me, it is Megaman X6. I want to start with the pros of this game. Trust me, there are not many of them, but one of the biggest pros of this game is its soundtrack. It easily, well for me, it was my second favorite soundtrack of the game next to X4. And also the atmosphere and the graphics of the game compared to the other games is my personal favorite, the dark and gloomy look of it. I'm a guy whose my favorite game of all time is Ocarina of Time, yet the atmosphere and graphics of Majora's Mask was better in my favor. The combat is pretty much a copy and paste of Mega Man X5. Some few alterations, and people say, oh, I love the combat in this game. It's pretty much Mega Man X5 with a dark, gloomier atmosphere. I like the idea that they did have an X6, but just not this X6. I mean, the story is overwrought, and I just feel this game was so lazy. So, okay, let me start with the biggest reason why I don't like this game, is that Mega Man X5 was supposed to be the true ending to the franchise, and for die-hard fans like me, I consider, and they consider, Mega Man X5 to be the true ending to the series. But Capcom loves money, so, and I don't know why, were they running out of money or something? But instantly, oh, we have to make X6 now, and it's gonna be in 3 or 4 months from now. They didn't even spend a year of development on it, which every other X game had almost 2 years, if not over 2 years of development in between. The time in between X4 and X3 were monumental. X6's problems to me is the story and how it was put together. For me, I felt it was really lazy. There were lots of bugs in the system, and the biggest one for me is the nightmare system. Whereas when you beat a certain level, certain stages in the selection screen will go dark, which means that they're infected with a nightmare. But then even if they aren't covered, they will have a nightmare effect. And sometimes when they are covered, they won't have a nightmare effect. So it's completely random and it makes no sense, which kind of blanks out the whole reason for having the nightmare system in the first place. Perfect example, Rainy Eternaloid stage where I'm at right now. It is, sorry, not dark. It was supposed to be colored red. And this place was staged red, and the nightmare effect is supposed to be that there is a X figure that's following you, damaging you, and also a darkness effect. Now I'm playing it now, it's supposed to have the darkness effect, but it doesn't. And sometimes when I play it as X, as 0, and then it'll be dark, even though there is no nightmare effect on it. So that's one of the biggest reasons playing this pisses me off, because I don't know what I'm gonna get. It's completely random, and that shouldn't happen in a 2D platformer. I'm stumbling along because I'm sick, but I gotta get through this point. Mega Man X6 was completely sloppy. It felt like they had to it felt like a cash cow, pretty much. That's why they made X7 after, to say, we screwed up there, we need a true ending to the game, let's make X7, and they fucked that up too. Capcom, you fucked that up too. So, you fucked up on a game, you make another game, and then you fuck up on that too. Well done. To prove how lazy this game was put together, I will show you a clip from a YouTuber, and I'll give him credit. His name is Clement. I'll put a link in his channel. Very great videos, and I watched his whole X Let's Play, so here he is.
My reputation has been damaged while away, being thought of as some stupid toy. Zero? Zero! You're alive! Huh. So X is alive, is he? Seems Sigma didn't defeat me after all. But I searched all over for your parts. Your signal, but I found nothing, so... That is most unfortunate. I hid myself while I tried to repair myself. What? What does that even mean? I hid myself while I tried to repair myself. He was a fucking torso who had a Mega Buster for an arm. What? In Mega Man X, he was a torso then, but he didn't repair himself. This is retarded. There is nothing more retarded than this. And at the end of X5, he said in order for there to be peace, he should probably die for a while. Maybe if I was gone, there would be peace. So why would he rebuild himself? He had the whole intention of dying. Good job, X6. Good job retconning that.
That's right. In the end of Mega Man X5, I'll spoil this for you. Zero dies. That's supposed to be the ending. Sigma comes in, he kills Zero while defending X, blasts both of them, and then with Zero's last breath, he blasts Sigma, killing Sigma. Zero even goes out and says, to restore peace, I should die for a while. I should be dead, then peace will be restored. And then it was, and it was such a poetic and beautiful end to the franchise, with X now carrying the Z-Saber and saying that I will continue my life in memory of you, Zero. And then that happens. I hid myself while I tried to repair myself. He was just a torso with an arm, and he said he wanted to die. And then he just comes up, I hid myself while I tried to repair myself. Does that make any sense? Capcom, that is one of the worst retcons in history, next to Sonic 06. That was infuriating for me, and I was just so pissed off when I saw that. It made no sense, and it was so made fun of after. That's the biggest reason why I don't like this game. Can someone tell me, was Capcom broke? Were they losing money? I mean, they could have spent an extra year or whatever telling a better story. I could have told a better story. How about I would have said, oh, Zero, okay, how are you back, Zero? What happened? Oh, I was gone and I blacked out, but then I was revived and I looked and it was a shape of Wily, because we all know Wily made Zero. So that could have made sense. Just like how Dr. Light revived X as a spiritual form, even though he's supposed to be dead or whatever. Oh god, okay. That would have been a better explanation to saying why Zero is back. Not that phony bullshit that makes absolutely no sense at all. Can someone tell me how you could like that ending? And then people are like, oh, well, the combat's fantastic. Like I just said, a copy and paste of Mega Man X5. That's why it's sloppy. Now, playing Mega Man X6, the gameplay is better than X7. But, it's just so... I felt that Mega Man X7 looked like, even though it was bad, they put more care into it. This was just a slop-on for a cash cow, and I don't understand why the fans are so vocally in love with this game, if you are one of them. Now, I'm sorry if you really love Mega Man X6, but that's pretty much what I can say about it. This is the only, to me, very well-designed level in the game. And it's probably one of the most frustrating. It's so easy to die in this level. And they kept all the game mechanics from X5, so it's exactly the same. So, I'm probably rambling on about the same thing, but I'm just expressing how much this game pisses me off. And like I said, I loved the atmosphere, and the music. That was all fantastic, but everything else was fucked up, and I just don't get it. Now, the only thing I can thank this for is because X8 came out, which was great, and one of my favorite games of all time, Mega Man X8. But I still would have rather had the ending of Mega Man X5, because that's the true ending to me. That was very well made, amazing, and that's all I can say about it. If you guys don't like my opinion about X6, well, most people who say they love X6 the most, they didn't play the rest of the X games first. They probably played that and then they went to X7 and X8 and like, oh, I hate X7. X6, the 2D platforming was fantastic. You didn't play the rest of it and you didn't look at the story. And then people say, the story in Mega Man games do not matter. Well, I like to change my mind about that. That is not true. The X series was the game that had a fantastic story and was so... It had the deepest and most well-told story of the franchise, and X6 doesn't provide that at all. Everything about this game feels sloppy, and that's pretty much it. It's not, on a technical level, it's not a truly terrible game. But considering the games in the past and the history and what should have been, and the game went behind Keiji Inafune's back, which is the creator of Mega Man, he wanted to end the X series with X5, and then he was going to continue with the Zero series. Well, he was already working on the Zero series when this was announced and came out, so he had to rewrite the whole storyline for the Zero series because Capcom went behind their back and delivered X6 without his knowing to, and he had no input in it. One of the biggest reasons why he went and made Mighty Number 9. Okay, well, I know that the general amount of people won't agree with my opinion, but that is my opinion about Mega Man X6. It's... I don't know, whenever I mention it, I get pissed off. Sorry about that. And next I'll be moving on to Mega Man X7, explaining why that's terrible too, but why it's not as bad as X6. I hope you like this video. If my voice sounds crappy and choppy, I'm sick, so I'm doing the best I can. Thank you.